Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome to this your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my Image Comics December 2018 solicitations. So if Image Comics or comics in general is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any comic content from me in the future. Now let's begin. As of every month, we got my honorable mentions, and for this month's honorable mentions, we got Days of Hate, Gasolina, Hit Girl, Kick-Ass, The Last Siege, The Leviathan, Rumble, and Sleepless. Now, for the most part, these books are just not as exciting to me or anything I feel like I should put on my list. Like, Sleepless is okay, nothing like I'm crazy about every month. Same thing goes for Rumble, and Leviathan is relevant, really new to me, so I haven't gotten a feel for that yet if I'm going to keep it. The Last Siege is kind of a small, I think it's only a couple issue run, so I'm not putting it in my solicitations. And Kick-Ass and Hit Girl are just okay books, nothing exciting. Gasoline has been picking up lately. I might add it back onto my solicitations, so maybe in the future look forward to that there. And Days of Hate, I feel like it's a little controversial, so I kind of keep it here that way, not to stir up anything in the comments or anything in general. But let's move on to the main books that I'm excited for the month of December. First up, we got Cyberforce issue number 9. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, it's the brutal man-machine hybrid Leviathan versus Cyberforce, as Morgan, Ripclaw, Velocity, and Aphrodite face off to save the fate of a country caught in the center of the new war for technology. Who will own the future? Now, this is exciting. I haven't gotten to the recent issue that was released last month, and I know there's a new one coming out next week, so I'm a little behind. I'm a lot of weeks behind on my comics, so please, no spoilers and for any books that I know you might be reading in the comment section down below. But I'm curious to see where it goes from here. I feel like this, like I've said before, it's hit or miss for me. I feel like it could easily be on my honorable mentions list, but I feel like there's some other positive things that I like about it. It's teetering on if I'm going to continue with it or not. Cover is pretty cool and creepy looking, so I'm excited to see what goes on here and how the storyline continues. But overall, I feel like it borderlines on me not caring as much and me might dropping the book, so I don't know how I feel about it. Next up, we got The Freeze. Now, this is a new book being released in December. This is issue number 1. Now, this gripped me right away from the cover. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, the entire human population is frozen by a mysterious global event, all except Ray, and only he has the power to unfreeze them. Now, with the fate of the world in his hands, he must figure out what is going on, how to set things right again, and answer the question, does everyone deserve to be saved? So I'm really hyped for this book. It's a Top Cow book. I feel like these are hit or misses, but I think this has potential to be an incredible, amazing book. I think you should keep this on your pull box, call your comic shop right away. I think this is going to be an incredible book. I absolutely love this cover. They revealed the cover, I think, on Monday, and they revealed the solicitations on Tuesday. And I was pumped the minute I saw this cover. I wanted to know what this book was about. I want to know everything about it. So I'm so excited. It's so cool looking. I honestly have to say, if you haven't put this on your pull list, I think you should. Especially if you like anything like Gideon Falls. It sounds a lot like that. I think you should definitely check this book out. I think it's one you're going to regret not checking out if you don't. So The Freeze issue number 1 is my next pick for Image Comics December 2018 solicitations. Next up, we got Gideon Falls issue number 9. Now, the synopsis for this reads, Original Sins, Part 3. As Norton spirals deeper into his own mind, or deeper into madness, Father Fred entertains a visitor from his past who can't possibly be real. But temptation comes in all shapes and sizes. Now, I really am enjoying Gideon Falls, and I'm loving what they're doing with this new arc with the different picture covers. I like how they had the first arc being all faces. I know the last one you could kind of say was a face too, but I'm glad they kind of strayed away from that and went in a different direction for this new coming up arc. I really like that, and I'm hoping they continue on with that for each arc and not have the faces. I think that's fine if you want to have that for one arc, but do something different and original for each arc or issue. I don't want the same thing each time. So I like what they did here with, like, I'm guessing it's rain and like that tealish color. It's pretty cool looking. I want you to see what goes on in this issue. I think there's a lot of potential here, and I think they're straying into areas that are very cool and interesting, and I'm just excited to see where they take it, moving into the second arc and further on into the story of Gideon Falls. Next, we got Hardcore issue number 1. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, imagine being able to take over the body of anyone on Earth. Sound crazy? Not for Agent Drake and the Hardcore program. They can turn any person on into a human drone to get to targets that normal soldiers can't. Drake is the best soldier Hardcore has to offer, but when he gets stranded in a body with only 72 hours to discover who's hijacked the program, he'll have to pull out all the stops against the enemy who could literally be anyone. Now, this book really gripped me right away. The synopsis sounds cool. Yes, there are some like holes in this. I know other people have mentioned, like, if he can take over anybody, why not take over, the dictator who's gonna take over the world, or the guy with the nuke. I'm interested to see how they work around those plot holes, and I'm interested to see what goes on in this book. The Freeze and Hardcore would usually be on my honorable mentions list, but the covers and the synopsis grip me right away. So I'm very excited to see what goes on in this story and what the story of this Hardcore program is, and all this interesting stuff. I think it's very intriguing and has a lot of potential, so I'm excited to see what they do with it and what stories they tell in Hardcore. Next, we got Oblivion Song issue number 10. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, the dangers of Oblivion are running free, but how? So this is interesting. Not much to predict off the synopsis there, but I'm interested to see what goes on. Now, the cover is what I loved right away. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I've had a few issues with the Oblivion Song covers, because if you look at some of the covers in the past, like issue number 9, 7, and I think 5, they all kind of, and even 4 I think it is, or is it 3, I can't remember, but there's like 4 covers that all have green in them, and I didn't really like that. I feel like they needed to change the covers up a little bit, and I like how they did that with the purple background and everything on this cover, because I feel like when you go into the comic shop and you're going through all the books, you want the cover to pop so someone will buy that cover, and I like how this cover actually pops with the purple background, so I really like that. If you look at some of the other covers, like issue 7, the issue 9 cover coming out, issue number 3, and issue number 5, they're all relatively kind of similar, so I feel like they don't pop as much as some of the other ones. Like, you could easily kind of confuse them with each other, so I don't really like that. But I'm glad that, and I'm hoping that they continue to change them and make them look a little different for each issue. That way they pop and are a little bit more exciting, because when I get covers that just kind of look similar, I'm not, they're okay, but they're not as exciting as each other. I want them to be more exciting and pop. So I'm very excited for this cover and for this issue. Next, we got Outpost Zero, issue number 5. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, Elias is never going to be able to explore the frost or have a truly important job. That's just how it is in the Outpost. But as planning team attempts to save everyone from the ice, threatening to crush them all, Elias has an unexpected opportunity to prove her worth. Now, I'm really enjoying this series so far. The first 2 issues have been good. I haven't read the 3rd one yet, but I'm very much enjoying this book. It's one of my new favorite books from Image and Skybound, so I'm very excited. I like the cover too. It's pretty cool looking. My only one con is it looks too familiar to the Freeze, that cover. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I know the artists are different, but I don't know. I feel like they maybe should have coordinated better. I don't know if there's a way to do that, but I just feel like this cover is just a little bit too close. But nothing. It's not like I'm gonna hate it. I just think it's a little bit too similar to the other cover. But all in all, I still enjoy it, and I'm interested to see what goes on in the story moving into the second arc. So all in all, can't complain. Just really do enjoy this book, and I'm really liking this cover here too. Next we got Redneck issue number 18. Now the synopsis for this one reads, "Everyone dies, no one is safe." Now, this is an interesting one, not much to predict there. The cover is okay. You got Perry, which pretty much confirms she's going to be alright. A little bit too much of a spoilery, or too much of a spoiler for me. I don't like that, but I'm okay with it. It's nothing too bad. The two, I'm guessing Bartlett and July holding hands is pretty cool. Nothing too much though to go off of here. I'm curious to see how they end this arc, since this will be the last issue of the third arc. So I'm very interested to see how they conclude the third arc and set up stories to come in the upcoming fourth arc, which I presume we will be getting. So I'm very interested to see what goes on here and what they set up for the upcoming arc, and what information will be revealed, and because they always have some kind of big stuff coming out towards the end of an arc. So I'm curious to see what goes on there and what they'll set up for the upcoming fourth arc. Like I said, not much else to go off of here though. It's just a simple cover, simple synopsis, not much else to predict. Next, we got Rose, issue 15. Now, the synopsis for this book reads, "The battle of the people of Thrive takes place in the heart and soul of one young woman, but is the sacrifice Rose fears she must make too great even for her?" Now, this is very exciting. I can't wait to see what goes on here. Still really hoping that they don't end this with issue 18, but I think there's so much more story potential that I think they will definitely continue on. The synopsis is exciting because we're getting into the final, at least getting some fighting, so that's cool and exciting. The cover is probably one of my West favorite ones. I don't know, it's okay, just nothing like too exciting or crazy. I like the coloring and everything, but other than that, I don't know, the image on it just doesn't grip me like some of the other covers have. But overall, very excited for this to come back in October and see what they set up moving into the third arc. So Rose, issue number 15, is my next pick for Image Comics, December 2018 Solicitations. Next, we got Skyward, issue number 9. At a synopsis for this issue reads, "Here there be dragonflies, part 4. So these farmers who helped save Willa, yeah, they may have some really bad stuff planned. Willa needs to choose whose side she's on as she tries to fulfill her father's dream of returning gravity to what it was." Now, I'm really enjoying this book. Can't wait to see what they do with it moving into the new arc. I haven't read the latest issue yet, but I'm very excited to see what they do with it. Love this cover. Very cool looking. With I'm assuming those are bees, maybe, since we're dealing with farmers. Very cool, very exciting. This will probably, I think this is the last issue. I think the arcs are going fours for Skyward, so I think this will be the end of the second arc. So I'm very excited to see what they do there and how they set up for the third arc, hopefully. So I'm very excited and interested to see where they take this moving forward. Last, we got Witchblade, issue number 11. Now, the synopsis for this reads, "Good Intentions, part 5. Engine makes a move, Alex makes a choice, and everyone she loves suffers the fallout." Now, I'm really enjoying this. I haven't begun the second arc just because I haven't been able to get to it yet, but very much enjoying this book so far and loving the cover here. I don't know, something about it just really intrigues me, and I find this book even more exciting every issue I get into it. So I can't wait to get into the second arc. Just haven't gotten to it yet. My comic shop didn't have the first arc, and I just still haven't gotten to it yet. So I can't wait to continue on with it and see where it goes moving forward. But I'm very intrigued, and I highly recommend it. So Witchblade, issue number 11, is my last pick for Image Comics December 2018 Solicitations. So yeah, guys, those are my picks for Image Comics December 2018 Solicitations. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. And don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more comic content from me in the future. This is my Vision here with Blind Entertainment. And I will see you next time.